All right, very important XRP update video. Guys, my last XRP video was, a little bit bearish, and I think that's because we've been in this downtrend. It's definitely why. And so I was just being aware of this downtrend here. Yet there is a chance we could actually explode out of here like that. And we are, on this wedge formation right here. I would much rather be seeing an uptrend. So far, we're in a downtrend. But in the bullish case, if we bounce off of this trend line, you see this this bottom trend line here, we could be getting an explosion out of there. In the best case scenario, certainly not guaranteed. None of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for educational purposes only. And I also did not talk about the XRP astrology last time, so I'll be diving into that, and there's some very interesting things. One thing I want to note is, well, we do talk a lot about astrology on this channel, so if you're not an astrology believer or not an astrology lover, you might want to go to the exit door, because, yeah, this might not be for you. But for those who believe in astrology, I've been studying the crypto charts with the ancient science of astrology, and I found many amazing correlations. One, for example, is if we look at this Bitcoin chart, we look at the blue lines. There's a particular astrology event that happens on these blue lines. Look at every time we get the blue lines, we get a bear market. Every time we get the red lines, we get a bull market. Now, there was only in the very beginning days of Bitcoin, we got a pump during the blue line. So there's only two, but we see 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 13. So only 2 out of 13 times, not many times, we've gotten a pump. All the other times, we've gotten a dump. Now, the blue lines are total lunar eclipses, and the major concern is we're getting a total lunar eclipse coming up here on this blue line here, March 14th. So that's potentially very bearish just according to the astrology alone. It's like 11 out of 13 chance that it could be a dump. What happened in the last bull market? We got a dump 43 days before the total lunar eclipse on May 27th, 2021. But the price did hold up decently well, getting closer to that before it fell off a cliff. But then I think we're much more in a scenario, arguably, like 2017, where we see the total lunar eclipse there. And the market got the peak 27 days before it. Now, I think this is much more similar to where we're at now, because this also had a prior multi-year just ranging and accumulating before it finally broke out of a downtrend. Exactly like where we're at now, similarly. And so this peak happened 27 days before the total lunar eclipse. What is 27 days before where we're at now? Well, 27 days before is February 15th. So easily from now until February 15th, I call that a hot zone. It's a potential. It's a potential for a big pump. So far, we haven't gotten it. So far, we're just in a downtrend. So that's why I was feeling a little bearish. I was wondering why we're not getting a pump. Why is it just going down? I was concerned. But you see this wedge formation here. If we're able to break out of that wedge, perhaps that could be extremely bullish. All right, now let's go through some charts from my colleague. These are amazing. Thanks to the blockchain backer. We compare 2017. We have very similar price action where it pumped up, and then we got this final right before the blow off top. You got to really, I probably have to zoom in here. If you look on the right there, you can see that it went up the price, you know, it's kind of like similar to where we're at now, where it went up here, then we pumped, and then we got a violent back test right here. And we have to work our way out of here. So we're kind of in this phase here. And we got to stair step our way upwards. So we got to get out of that wedge formation very soon, probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. If we're able to get out of there, we could be seeing some very nice price action. So that is in the most bullish case scenario. The most bearish case scenario is a lot worse than that. Is like, it's the end of the bull run. But let's get this right. There we go. Okay, let's look at some other charts here. This is the general astrology, is that we are getting potential positives. February 7th, Venus sextile Pluto. Venus just entered Aries, sextiling Pluto in Aquarius, the sign of crypto. That could be very bullish. And we're seeing a little bit of bullish price action now. A little bit of recovery. Could be the beginning stages. February 9th, we have Mars trining Saturn. Mars brings explosive moves. Saturn can bring slow and steady growth. Looking pretty good there on just on the general astrology. Now this is similar price action that Litecoin had back in 2017, where we got that violent dump and then it recovers out of there. So hopefully XRP is in this area where we need to slowly start getting higher lows to get out of that range. And here's another look at the same chart where it slowly builds its way out of there. And XRP is on the left. That's where we're at now. And then the second to left one is Ethereum back in the previous, I think that's 2018, 2017 maybe. Violent backtest, I mean, works its way out. And then Ethereum, XRP, violent backtest, works its way out. And then also the Dow Jones on the right, the violent backtest, and then it recovers after that. So that's the bullish scenario, and it could be extremely bullish in those scenarios where we could get a pretty nice price increase. Here's another backtest, and then it's able to get out of there. So those are the bullish case scenarios. Now let's look at the astrology. Now I have two different astrology charts for XRP. First one, well, this is the second one actually. I personally think this one's more accurate. Another one of my astrology colleagues likes the other one that I can look at really quick. The good news about this one is that if we go back, well, first of all, take a look at this planet Jupiter right here. All right, keep your eyes on this one. Maybe I'll zoom in here. Let's zoom in on this. Okay, so there we are. So the outer ring, this is Jupiter, where the planet is in the sky. And then down here are the planets for XRP, the XRP birth chart. So we go back in time and take a look at this. Jupiter was retrograding, and it went over conjuncted the XRP sun on January 7th. And 6 days after that, we got a big pump. All right. And we go back further. So this is potentially very bullish transit, because Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and then it hit the planet Venus, the planet of value, love, and money, on November 27th, where it was already breaking out into a mega pump. And before that, right before Donald Trump was elected, November 3rd, almost on the exact day, we got Jupiter conjunct the XRP Mercury, the planet of trading. We've got a major, huge pump and breakout. So these planets are very bullish. Jupiter is extremely bullish, hitting these critical planets on the XRP chart. And the good news, guys, is that we are going to be going right over these planets again in March. So March 5th, we get Jupiter conjunct the XRP Sun. Then take a look on top of this. We also get Venus that's going to retrograde in Aries over the XRP Uranus. Oh, sorry, you can't really see it, but it's on the right. It's going to conjunct the XRP Uranus on March 14th. So Venus, the planet of value, conjuncting XRP Uranus, the planet of technology and crypto. That's could be very bullish. The only problem is we're also getting an extremely bearish total lunar eclipse on the same day. So I don't know. I'm wondering, like, could there be a chance that Bitcoin is dumping while XRP is pumping? I'm not going to predict that, but it's certainly a possible scenario. I'm just saying it's really interesting what we're seeing here, where XRP is getting really positive astrology through March and all the way into April, because Jupiter is going to conjunct the XRP Venus April 12th, and then it's going to conjunct the XRP Mercury again April 26th. So April is actually looking really bullish as well. So astrology is not always 100% accurate. It's how you analyze it. Bottom line is the astrology is looking very good for XRP in March and April. But it's very challenging because we're also getting that extremely bearish total lunar eclipse, where 11 out of 13 times we got a bear market or a huge dump in the entire crypto market. So very, very difficult. But astrology is very, very positive for XRP alone. We'll have to see how the rest of the market behaves and if that affects XRP. Now, this is the other XRP chart. Trying to think of what else I wanted to say on this one. So there's not as much bullish transits with this chart. In fact, it's negative in this from February 18th to March 1st. So this second XRP chart that another one of my astrologer colleagues uses is looking a lot more bearish. So that's a bit of a concern. And let's see. Yeah, there's just not, I mean, just very volatile. It doesn't look super great. Let's see if there's anything else that stands out. Yeah, and then March 13th, right before the total solar eclipse, this second chart looks very bearish. So very challenging to predict this. One chart is very, very bullish. The other chart's more bearish. Perhaps it's somewhere in between. Perhaps we just get a lot of volatility. I don't know. I'm just showing you guys what I'm seeing here. Very difficult to predict. Let's see. Yeah. Mercury's getting some positive hits. From the 9th, well, really from the 9th through the 11th. So perhaps XRP could be getting out of that range in the best case. If this chart is right, in my opinion, XRP2, this chart is much more accurate than the other chart that we were looking at. Oh, sorry. I forgot it was zoomed in, so let me zoom back out here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So very, very interesting, guys. Mixed signals we're dealing with, as we're dealing with mixed signals in the markets. But one last thing is that the Russell 2000 is in this basic range right here, and it's looking pretty bullish right now. If it's able to, I don't know how soon, but if it's able to break out of here, I think that would allow crypto to potentially break out of its range that it's been in. Well, really here, when we zoom in, if the Russell breaks out, then potentially the crypto market will break out of this little range here as well. Okay, so that's the bullish case scenario. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I gotta go to my next event, and thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.